As we enter the midpoint of the NFL season, it's safe to say that the injury bug has sunk its teeth into the veins of this Eagles roster. With starters missing on offense and defense throughout the start of the season, the Eagles have battled adversity from the moment the green flag was dropped. But if there is one name who has stood out in recent weeks, it is rookie cornerback, or should I say rookie safety, Avonte Maddox. The Pitt product was dropped into the deep end when he was asked to cover for Corey Graham and Rodney McLeod, but has since risen to the occasion and not just exceeded expectations, but raised the bar entirely. Could we see a full-time move for Avonte Maddox at safety? It's time to find out. Taking a closer look at his Week 8 performance against the Jags, this is an episode of Eagles Film Room. If there's one aspect of Maddox's game which is translated perfectly from his time at Pitt, it's his ability to make big tackles consistently. Here Rasul Douglas is sitting in zone coverage between two receivers and loses the man on the outside. The closing speed of Maddox, partnered with a great angle, ensures that play is blown dead at the point of the catch. However, there may be no finer example than his forced fumble which helped turn the tide of battle. And when you look at it this way, this is the route tree that the Jags run. That's a lot of responsibility for one deep safety with three receivers coming at him deep down the field. It's a tricky task for even the most experienced of NFL safeties, but Maddox, who is a rookie in just his 4th game at the position, breaks onto this ball like a horse out of a gate and somehow strikes a receiver to force a fumble. When you take a closer look at the instincts here, look at him, watch the eyes of Bortles. He's backpedaling well, keeping his body compact, and even there, his eyes are set on the quarterback. He knows there's a crossing route coming his way, initiates the click and close, bursts onto that ball and makes a thunderous hit to knock it loose, which is then of course picked up by Malcolm Jenkins. That's a fantastic play by any safety, let alone someone who is getting his first taste of the position. What about here though? We see another good break on the route. That closing speed again, he's able to make up for lost time and deliver a big hit to knock the receiver out of bounds. This is almost a staple of the play of Avonte Maddox. We see a cover 3 here, the two cornerbacks get 50% of the field, whereas Maddox looks over the middle, and even there he uses his eyes well. He keeps his head on a swivel, lets his lower body and his footwork do the talking, and what we see is just a great conclusion at the end of every single play. Now those of you that know me well know I love my DBs, and watching this footwork honestly gets me a little bit flustered. The way he's able to stay so compact, it helps these a little bit shorter and stouter at 5'10", but look at the way that back stays straight no matter what. His head is fixed in the backfield and he is so loose, he is so fluid with his lower body movement. There's no rigidity, his feet aren't getting stuck in the mud, and even here you see the impact it has. It means he can break on the ball when needed and burst towards the point of the play, and it's a huge asset for any DB to have, especially a safety. I can honestly watch Maddox and his technicalities for hours on end. The way he's able to stay so loose is just astounding and something that's definitely helped his transition to safety. But this may be one of my favourite moments of the game. So we see Keenan Cole running a jet sweep, and Dexter McDougal, who's in man coverage, knows that by the time he gets to the other end of the field, he's gonna be wide open. So he signals to Avonte Maddox to switch and come down. And watch the way number 29 bursts to the line of scrimmage, picks up the flat, Bortles can't look his way, and that ends in a sack. And this is the impact that the speed of Maddox has. It's a play action, Bortles takes it, but because he can't look in the direction of Keenan Cole, Jenkins and Bennett are able to amount to a sack. It's a great bit of positioning. We see a similar thing here where he's asked to look after two receivers. Let's zoom in on this play. Watch the footwork of Avonte Maddox. Back straight, head down the field, following the route trees. It is so crisp and clean, you'd think he'd been playing the position for years. But what about inside the red zone? The word I would use to describe Maddox is reactionary. Look at that stance. His feet aren't planted. He's ready to leap and burst to the ball. A little bit showing off there with a one-handed grab, but unfortunately didn't amount to an interception. But the positioning again, picks up number 12, then back the other way and just stays in the middle. He's always at the epicenter of every play. It doesn't matter if he's 15 yards away from the ball or on a play like this where he's helping Rasul Douglas take a receiver out of the equation. Maddox is so good at positioning, it's almost painful for offenses. But what about plays that are designed to try and test him? Now here we're going to see an interesting concept by the Jags where they're going to bring a receiver over the middle and also have a vertical route. Maddox has to make a decision as to where he's going to go. Now what we see here is he actually makes the wrong call. He bites on the underneath route, which frees up the receiver on the outside who is wide open. But watch the closing speed here. This is remarkable from Avonte Maddox, who bursts back, and by the time Bortles is in a position to make the throw, Maddox was ready to lay the smacketh down once again. His closing speed is just insane. I know we've spoken about it before, but a 4.39 40-yard dash, there is a reason why this man was having like 13 tackles for a loss during his career at Pitt. There is a reason he was getting so many sacks, because his explosion, his acceleration from clicking and closing to bursting onto routes is just absolutely insane for someone of his size. To then pack a punch, even there, where he's beaten, he gets twisted outside, he can still come back the other way. Watch this play again. Maddox will get turned around here by the wide receiver as he closes in to try and make a tackle, and again that's easily done when you look at someone like Keelan Cole who can cut inside like that, but Maddox within 2 seconds would have made that a level playing field if not for a saving tackle. If there is one thing a modern day safety needs to do, it's contribute on run defense. And the first thing that jumps out from this game is the hustle of Avonte Maddox. It doesn't matter what the play is, he ends up around the ball. He's not just going to sit back there in his zone. He comes flying down every single play, number 29, and tries to get involved to see what he can do. We'll see another example here. It's a fake handoff, and look at Maddox come screaming down the outside to join the band of merry men to try and make an impact. There is no finer example. 3rd and 1. It's a big run for the Jags here. We know they're brutish up front, and Maddox into the backfield scoops him up and forces a 4th down. That is an incredible play for a rookie safety. We'll see it again here. He's got Camu Grugier-Hill underneath him, and the way he's patient allows that block to get filled up and then makes the play. Huge effort by Avonte Maddox. It's safe to say the Eagles within a space of a few weeks have groomed what could be their replacement for a guy they've lost in Jalen Watkins and potentially Corey Graham next year. They need someone alongside Rodney McLeod, and Avonte Maddox, who I wrote back in April after he was drafted, I said he has got the tools to be a safety if Jim Schwartz wants to roll him out there. We're seeing it now. The man has got exceptional speed, can hit like a freight train, and has the instincts and reactionary ability of a cornerback. It is easy to only be impressed by what you see on tape. If you like this video, guys, make sure you stick around, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5k by the end of the year, but we need your help. We want to be the biggest Eagles community channel on the internet, and we're going to need you guys to help do that. So thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget, for daily content of your Philadelphia sports teams, phillysportsnetwork.com is a place you can find my work and all of our writers as well. From myself, Liam Jenkins, we'll see you next time.